Holy shit. Is it true? Oh my goodness gracious. It might actually be true. Your boy is alive. It's been a minute. It has been a minute. But a lot's changed in that minute. A lot has changed. Zark, yes, I realize this. I don't plan on doing anything that requires a whole lot of light. Quite frankly, I'm not gonna get all into all the shit that's going on. I'll save that for another day. In the meantime, I came here to tell tales of terror, craziness, unbeknownst to most. It's a terrible thing. I have to find the music first for the tale of terror to be told. It's Chillin with Omen. It's been a long time. But of course, I have to start it off with a little bit of the same old thing. My brain's been in parallel dimensions, wondering if I'm going to see a suspension from life, not to mention the things that my eyes perceive to be the truth, be something that need to see proof. Oh shit, in the booth I'll be speaking, leaking, confession sessions coming through with the same stress on my chest when it's time for a move to be made. Some peeps only think about one thing and that's getting paid. I'm thinking about the things that I put down in the ground, just like I'm sowing the earth with seeds now. You see the crops growing, blowing the whole top off. Stop what you said before you get your chopped off. Damn son, I don't know where my brain is going. It's random, handle, nothing but grenades with the pin pulled. Oh shit, no bull. Wanna play cats like fools? You don't got the tools. Choose what you got already. Some peeps get hit in the head with my machetes, but they still ain't ready for the situations changing at a fast pace. Catching cats with the shit with glass in the face. Hey, ain't no time for the chase. Hey, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I've been up in it, eating my spinach like my name is Popeye. Chop cats like chopsticks and ask why the sushi's ready. Raw, spicy, tuna, yell tail at your head, frail. Oh shit, best to nail up with the gun, hydro, all at their best. Chest get perforated, nevertheless. Whole thing was over in a matter of minutes. Ill shit beginning from here to Greenwich spinning. Just like the story up in the media, seeing you don't understand why these cats are straight leaving you just like some vampires. Desires is coming at you like size and kings. Oh shit, you let this shit ring like bells, but shit fails to hit you. Oh shit, get you in the next picture, missed you, then dissed you, connecting. Ill shit perfecting, lessons learned when the shit turns, when the fucking brain burns. It's the same thing, things change all day, every. Oh shit, the levee broke just like the days of Katrina. Ill shit more than felonies and misdemeanors, and I see you. Yeah, now let's see. We can move on to the shit that I wanted to do in the first place. It's been like, I don't even know how long it's been, but you know, I feel like doing some scary story shit. First, we're gonna make it relax, so I'm not even gonna let it go through. Now, let's go on with what I came here for in the first place. It's to scare you a little bit, just a tiny tad, right? You hear the creak in the door. You know there's nobody else in the room but you. Footsteps. They're getting closer. shuffling, sort of like sliding their feet. They're too lazy to pick them up. Slippers, perhaps, maybe. Could be with dirt. You hear whispers. Whispers in your ears. Close, but you feel no breath. You just feel this cold shiver go down your spine. Paralyzed. Paralyzed. It's nothing but darkness around you. You know, there's no one else here but yourself. So you thought. Obviously, there's something creeping from the darkness, whispering in your ear. What is a whisper, you ask?
All must die, and you must carry this out. There's a list buried in the floor. Find it. You'll be told exactly who must die and when.
Terror of it all. Voice. So right about the things it says. I looked at the floorboard. I found this list. Names. I didn't know any of these people. You know what you're thinking. I've heard this story before. Sounds like frailty. Yes, it does, doesn't it? But it's not. It's not at all. This list of names, he didn't know them. Why? Because they were not names of people. They were names of demons, dark dwellers, evil personified, flesh, roaming across the earth, devouring souls as they go, spreading disease, pestilence, violence, ignorance. In their wake, terror, unlike any known to man previous years before. From the ground, blood, the earth hurting, balance shifting, chaos, now too much order. Chaos, but the chaos of realness is gone across the land. Many seek it, try to find it. It's the only way to combat the straight evil which has come from the balance, the righteous, the good. Without the balance, the extremes in themselves will destroy themselves. It's unimaginable. Chaos that needs to be brought back. These demons care nothing about life, good feelings. Their mere purpose is to consume every living creature on earth, leaving behind a scorched, destroyed, barren wasteland. Yes. A wasteland. Creatures, mutants, they call them, roaming the land, seeking flesh to feast upon. Their never-ending quest has rendered them mad, permanently insane. They're like a pack of wild dogs. Roam the land, looking for small pockets of humanity within the barrens. Circle, look for the weakest and the strongest. they feel they can't take out the strongest, they'll snatch one of the weakest and drag it away. Consume it like a pack of rabid animals, bent on feeding themselves. So, in reality, are they truly evil or just a product of what happened when the demons came through the open, seeping wound left in the earth, the blood of the earth, pouring forth everything with its wake, saturated in this putrid pain, blackness, unlike any scene before, to be imagined to ever be seen past this point, if we'll ever see light again. Darkness permeates the very existence and fabric of time. Fucking
Rapunzel was bored of waiting for.
I mean, the commercial jumps up in the middle of shit, like, gets me angry. Tells me it's gonna play after that. Then it tells me this is royalty free, so I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I don't quite understand like the whole thing, though. Back to the story I was talking. Fucked up and twisted around. In a way, sort of like the mind. A lot has happened in the dark times. Man has learned that destroying one another really hasn't helped us much. Scourge the earth, now pouring forth, as I said, from the seeping wound the earth has been left with. A gash, one might say. Alas, transports to space left years ago, leaving behind those not fortunate enough to have fortunes with which to flee the dying earth. Terrible times. Terrible times. Weapons of our own creation really had no effect on these demons. Bullets were like throwing water balloons at people, aggravating at best, useless, futile, and worse. And believe me, everything that we saw during these times was worse. Everything was worse. Worse. Fucking worse. Worse. As I mentioned, it was the worst. I want that to be established completely, honestly, truthfully and forward. It's the worst times. You may be wondering, how am I speaking to you? Couldn't find these fucking names on this list. Number one, can't really pronounce it because it's symbols, it's not words, letters that you recognize, even from another language. Like shit, I couldn't even ask Siri what the fuck it was. Couldn't say. There's nobody else that can decipher this shit, so it's kind of not my fault that demons were able to fucking run across the world like this. I find out later, obviously, through some mishap, that there was also like a earpiece thing in the damn hole in the fucking floor, glasses, translation, obviously. Should have made that known in the fucking list names at the top in the English or language that I can understand. That would make sense, right? Right? Exactly. It's not exactly what happened. So, later, they tell me about this. Fucking shit. It's like, gotta round up people, now missions, war type shit. Somehow I end up being commander because I can read this fucking stupid shit. Just kind of puts me in a bad spot. A lot of people get killed. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of responsibility, humanity on my shoulders. Wasn't too appreciative of the burden obviously, I did my best, right? Did my best to try to kill these guys. There's a couple of them. It wasn't too difficult. Snuck by them. Killed them with the axe of truth. Went over rather quickly, you know. Then, of course, as we got further down the list, things got more difficult. It's kind of like a fucked up video game. You know what I'm saying? Like, just levels got harder and harder. More people were dying, getting frustrated about it. We're like, hey, listen, you know, why don't you send your kids off to die in this war against demon scourge? It's really not that bad. You know, eat my kids every now and then. So, I'd rather deal with that than fighting war of yours. It's not seeming to win. Like, what the fuck is the new strategy here? I'd like to see something a little bit more thought out, planned, rather than this nonsense that you're shoveling down our throats. I've had enough. What say you? Well, hold on now. I have an idea. This one's a little bit more thought out rather than random throwing bodies in places. Alright, check this. Now, you need to feed on the darkness that comes from the Earth's wounds, right? So, I figured what we need to do is kind of like plant some holy explosives, bring some light to their fucking faces, right? Let's try this, kind of be like an ambush. You need some bait. You might live, you might not. About the same chances as, you know, pretty much everything we've tried in the past. But this one might work. We managed to get the jump on them ahead of time. Drive them into this ravine here. It opens into a valley. Take the high ground. Down upon them, we'll throw these explosives of light. Blind them. At which point, we can go in there with our righteous weapons and slaughter them. Arrows on top. Generals of mine said yes. Sounds like a good idea. We're gonna have to find somebody stupid enough to believe that perhaps they may stand a chance. And just throwing the grenades and explosives down there is gonna kill them anyway. So we have to give them a sizable enough force for them to fall for this trick. Well, I can think of a few of our population we could do without in the future. The kind of ones that got us in this mess in the first place. What say you, Joe? I think I agree. Get rid of these rich do-nothings. Their money is useless now. Quite frankly, so are they. Unless they're willing to fight, prove themselves. I agree. Well, we went that route. Rounding up all the rich, pampered people, shove swords in their hands and said, this is the way to prove yourself. Remain viable, we're just going to eat you like cannibals. They agreed. Enough rich people for us to investigate in a forest that looked threatening enough to demons. The plan went off perfect. Got rid of some rich people, actually all of them, and a good gigantic chunk of demons. Managed to beat back a whole entire army of demons. Thousands. Slayed them.
You can't totally blame me for these things. So, what ended up happening, through a series of successful ambushes, we were able to take back some of our land, push them back to the open wound, seeking from the earth. But the problem didn't lie that we had to somehow figure out a way to heal this wound, the earth, so that these demons would have no place to come back from. A difficult task indeed. One in which I will not have time to tell you now, at this particular moment in time. Maybe I might discuss it with you on Late Night Omen, where things get a lot more dangerous, disgusting. Until that time, I hope you all